that's also why I want to give you a quick update on where digitalization stands. I won't do this in too much of a length, but I will upload the presentation later with some 40 more slides where you have a bit more information on it. In short, things are still moving very slow, where 3 to 5 years ago we would have thought our industry is being revolutionized very quickly. Things have not progressed that fast. I want to quickly go through a few of the fields just to give you an overview. One thing for speed is, of course, the incumbent adoption. If you look at Kühne + that opened book track trace more than 3 years ago, it took DHL 3 years to catch up to actually have just the same tool. Carriers also now, most of them are online, provide some kind of a quotation tool, but of very limited and different qualities. The only one who is really offering dynamic pricing is still Maersk with their spot product. On the e-forwarder side, we still have more or less the same players around. We have a few others that tried, but in the end, it has not been a disruption. It has more or less been a catalyst to help others to also wake up and say, hey, we have to do something. Marketplaces continue to gain share and to gain attention, but it's still going slow to get to a certain scale. We have Flemming Frost from Cogoport here today, who will tell a bit more and elaborate on marketplaces where he sees them in the long term, with his long background in Maersk. He has a very interesting and is a good discussion partner for these things. There are still examples in order to facilitate EDI discussions, because we still don't have proper standards. Things still need to move forward. There's a big range of SaaS providers for people that need to catch up digitally. You don't need to build it yourself anymore. You pay a certain fee per month and install a few packages and you're already there. But of course, it's also more about change management than it is actually about just the software. Then efficiency and RPA, robotic process automation has entered our industry. There is a question, how can we do things automatically? There is Kühne + working on their e-touch system to handle fully automated shipments in the future. And there is several of our members and also other forwarders really looking at how can they minimize the hours, the man hours spent on a shipment and so on. Then, of course, visibility solutions become more and more. We will be looking at some of them later as well. There is visibility here, but visibility just for visibility purpose is not really adding any value. If it helps me to save money, if it helps me to notice something earlier and maybe avoid an air freight shipment when the cargo arrives and things like that, then it adds value. Before that, it doesn't add any value. Of course, there's trade platforms, people trying to actually look at the bigger picture of trade, bring all of that together. So far, most of them still struggle with commercialization, how to make money as a digital middleman and how to actually force people to use these things. We're in touch with quite a lot of people that were early adopters or early players on these platforms, and it didn't really lead anywhere. Then we have the TMS race, of course, going on that is more related to incumbents. We have a lot of customers and shippers that choose their own technological solution, their own TMS systems, where then all their vendors are managed through and where they just have to be able to connect. So it's this kind of omni-channel world that I'm always describing, where we will need to be able to connect to everybody. It's not necessary that we focus one particular way, but we need to be able to adapt to the customer, to either provide him a portal from us when he needs that, or another customer to connect to his. Also in terms of process, one example is rate flow and rate management, where we did a bit something this year again, a guide for members where some of them have already used it to investigate their processes. So it's available for members to download in the sheet. We have network technology. We did the app. We still see our business in connecting. We were looking at a few platforms, how we can actually, for example, provide rates to members from each other to each other. But we believe in standards where people can communicate directly with each other, rather than us having these systems running through our hands and these rates running through our hands, which doesn't add any value, where we just become a middleman. It's also that in terms of technological solutions, whenever we talk to members, it's the same. Everyone needs to find their own kind of fit. The one likes this software company, the other one likes that. So we don't believe that there is value if we create one system and then want to have everybody use it, because it's also everyone is on a different kind of level of adoption. Standards are coming slowly. DCSA has created a few, and they will certainly help to improve the situation, and especially in terms of connectivity.